Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's been about 2 hours since we got back from our League Cup, and I definitely had a great time. Took second place. Um, we had Home Slice Henry show up. He ended up taking first. It was two great battles. Um, Unfortunately, there was only 3 rounds. I ended up taking the bye. Thanks, thanks, Donut. I appreciate it. Okay, I'll try to give a twirl in a second. Let me get my headset off. That was very difficult. That was hard. I I can show pictures of what the jersey is supposed to look like, or later, I guess. But I figured before we jump into the battles, I kind of give a bit of a play-by-play for like what I did at my League Cup, unless you guys just want to jump straight into the GBLing a little bit. Once again, it's totally up to y'all. So, I guess I should jump into the game real quick to show this was the team. Nothing too, nothing too spicy. I ended up using the Whiscash, Charge-a-Bug, Vigoroth that I use in Open Great League, and then kind of added some extra stuff to it, and it performed surprisingly well. Thanks. So this one, I think this was a hatch. Yes, this one was a hatch during Paldean Whooper Day. Fun fact, I actually hatched a second Arctibex after... I hatched a second Arctibex on Friday on my way to work, so I was super happy. Come on. Come on, Melina. The dogs wanted to join us as soon as, like I said, as soon as I start the camera, they want to be camera shy, or they want to be in the shot, and then they're going to. Yes, that's my jersey. No, you can't rub yourself on it. I like to keep this dog carefree. Okay. Okay. Light up. Boop. All right. Daddy's got a stream now. Okay. Behave. Go night night. All right. So where was I? Oh yes, the battles. So this was technically round 2. We'll get rid of this. So I figured I had a decent. I figured this would have been a very neutral lead, and I'm thinking, I can live like a rock slide or two. We'll be fine. So I like to no shield. And then Rock Slide did a lot more than I thought, which hurt. So then I was like, okay, we're gonna do Avalanche now, and then we're gonna dip into Clodsire. And then I remembered, oh wait, this thing gets Earthquake, and I'm thinking, this was probably a very bad idea, bringing 3 Pokemon that G-Fizz can beat outright. And swaps in the Shiny Dragonair. I love it. Bring my own Dragonair for next time. I mean, that's our mascot, so. Ended up taking a shield off. I knew that I can live at least an Aqua Tail or 2. And so I'm just gonna overfarm a little bit. And we're gonna throw a Sludge Bomb. Yeah, so we're gonna. I can't. It's hard. I can't remember, but I was thankfully able to get to the back-to-back before they got to the Aqua Tail, which I thought was really, really neat. I was trying to psych my opponent out. So I won alignment, per se, but I wasn't too excited because I still had to deal with this G-Fisk. And I figured, I was hoping he lost track of energy, so I go for a Sludge Bomb to try to even up the score. And I switch Arctivax back in to kind of draw out the energy. Like, okay, you're gonna hit me with a Rock Slide. You won't be at an Earthquake. This will be fine. It's great. We're chilling. And then he throws Rock Slide again, which he admitted it was a mistake. He wanted to try to farm all the way down. But I said, hey, you're energy dry. So he undercharged, which is great for him. Then I jump in with Charge Bug, and it's like, alright, here's Metachamp. Now, I know I'm probably going to get some hate, so I went straight X-Scissor here. But I'm not sure if I'm supposed to go X-Scissor or Discharge in this, into the Medi matchup. And, okay, so it is, okay, X-Scissor. So I didn't misplay this too terribly. The great thing is I'm like, okay, he's got Psychic. He's got Psychic. He's got Psychic, right? And so I figured, you know, I should probably respect it. I'm going to respect the Psychic. And he goes for Ice Punch. And I'm like, oh. So here's a Psychic. And then, hey, Pogo, Roblox, and Job. It's nice. Thanks for hanging out. We're just going over my battles from earlier today in our Play Pokemon League Cup. So here in this one, I went X-Scissor, and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, he didn't go for the Psychic, so he must not have it. Well, I checked the team sheet because the moves are on it now, and he has Dynamic Punch on his Metachamp. So I thought to myself, oh, there's Dynamic Punch, which means my Clodsire is better into the matchup. So that was game 1. Game 2, I tried something a little different. Don't hate me too much. So I put in, what's it called? Whiscash. Bye! So I jump in on the Whiscash to try to, you know, tank some energy, hit him with like a Mud Bomb or 2. And I'm going to just chip and dip. Now I'm thinking, okay, so he's going to bring the same, he's going to have Metacham in the back. He's got to. So I think in this one, I end up winning because he decided to go for a very... No, so I switched in this one. So here I'm like, okay, I'm resisting everything. Stunfisk is in. I have an energy advantage. I have a shield advantage. My energy is walled, though, which is kind of not fun. So I end up... there's my G-Fisk. I have an answer for it, and I have something to soak all this energy with Skarmory, which is what I wanted to do. And so, like, I'm like, alright, hit me with your Rock Slide. For days. You know, peak GBL, or peak Play Pokemon content. And what ends up, so I'm whittling him down, which I'm super happy about. Like, I'm thinking there's no way that I should be able to lose this. And so here we are. So here's was my first mistake. I should have shielded this and went for a Brave Bird. Because... Yeah, no, okay, so So I should have shielded, went for a Brave Bird to at least get a shield or guarantee, like, this thing was off the field. Because this Stunfisk put out a lot of work on the team. And I didn't shield here, because I knew I could survive. And I tried to hit the Mud. And unfortunately, though I have 2 shields to the Metacham in the back, there is just too much, There's just too much to overcome. Classic overtap. Hey, Jed, how's it going? So I know that this Metachamp doesn't have Psychic, so I'm shielding because I want to conserve as much health as I can. And I'm like, okay. I end up overtapping again because, God, I need to slow down my taps, I guess. So I shield again. Didn't want to do that too badly. And I'm like, okay, so this is on the rougher side. I go, you know, this shields. There's still the stupid Stunfisk that I needed to get rid of this as quickly as possible, and that's what I was trying to do. Unfortunately, it was too little too late, because by the time that he gets his Rock Slide off, which you'll see here, my health was too low, and I could not threaten the Dragonair in the back. So well played to him. I did misplay that. I think you should have been able to get off, because move plus move is 3 turn and 2 counters is 4. Yeah, I wasn't. So I tried not to like force the issue, because I still have game 3 happening. And hey, yeah, this is a review of my battles from my League Cup. And then I'm going to jump into the GBL battle. I'll jump into GBL later. So this is game 3. I had a bye round 1, so this is round 2, unfortunately. So this one I'm thinking to myself, I got a good lead. Gotcha. Just got here, so wasn't sure. Yeah, absolutely. So I keep Dragonair in. I say, you know what? I've got 2 good answers to Metacham in the back. You know, we're good. We're gonna just threw too soon after second shield ice punch. Need to farm up while you were tanking resisting. Yeah, that was the play. So in this case, or in this scenario, with game 3, I ended up. Okay, so this one I ended up just farming all the way down on the Dragonair. So I was happy about that. G-Fist comes back in. I have 2 answers for it in the back, so I rebank the Sky Attack and Brave Bird, and I send Whiscash in, because you know this thing pretty much walls. They have to land an Earthquake to do damage. I'm okay with it. I'm gonna charge up. Mud Bomb comes through, or Mud Bomb either is gonna get shielded or come through. And I was like, yep, got this. We're great. Oh, look, Metacham's in. Let's Scald. Whiscash, please Scald. Please get the debuff. That's just what I'm thinking to myself. Like, I'm just trying to clear it, and I get the debuff. I'm super excited. I'm like, all right, I think I can win this. Like, this is game 3. This is the so I get a Mud Bomb off. I'm taking resisted counters. Dynamic Punch isn't gonna do too much, I'm thinking. So I let it go. Dynamic Punch comes through, and I was like, oh, I'm really glad it was debuffed. But he doesn't want to give up the shields, and I don't like that. Like, I need him to give up the shields. So he finally shields one, and so I jump in, I tank. Also just check Scald, also the better move. Oh, so that's interesting. I think I went straight Mud Bomb in this one. So here he swaps in, and I say, you know, I'm gonna let this go. Probably a very bad idea, but I'm gonna let it go. Rock Slide can take me out, and here's where I should have gone Brave Bird. I was not making it to another move, and Brave Bird would have done so much more damage than that. So I'm like, this could have been a game-ending decision, but of course, you know, I get to a second Sky Attack, so I'm like, you know, maybe this isn't the worst thing in the world, you know? We're moving, we're doing our best. So he shields, I get his last shield, and then I want him to use his energy. Big brain, you knew me. Like I could have, but he succeeds on the bait, which he goes full send on the Earthquake. I shield that up, farm all the way down, and me being me, I'm thinking, so a Sludge Bomb isn't going to KO, but then I was like, wait, no, it definitely is. So I just go for the Sludge Bomb. my reward for going into Game 3 is a very famous trainer, content creator, Homeslice Henry. So this was Game 1. I'm thinking like, this will be fine. Like, it's great. It was a pretty neutral lead all around, and on his team he did have a Skeledirge, so I was very bug here. So he lands. I think this is Scald. Fancy hat Henry. You know, he's a very, very exceptional battler. Our rivalry goes, I think it was Marsh Cup, and the Sylph was where we had our first meeting, then we had regionals. He's won the last 2 over me. Now this part was great. Like, I'm like, you know what? I got this. I'm thinking to myself, I have 2 HP. I'm good. It's very close. And and I get knocked out. And I meant to jump in with Charge-a-Bug, but he KO'd me through the shield. And at this point, the game was over. None of my homies know this Harry. All of my homies know the TacoDog8. What about Taco Truck? So I got KO'd through the shield, and this part, we both misplayed this next part. So he wanted to swap in something else, but he comes in with the Shadow Dragonair. So Mr. Pat Down, one thing that a lot of trainers, one thing that a lot of trainers end up doing is when you shield, it doesn't negate all of the damage. It takes off exactly 1 HP. And so if your Pokemon has 1 HP left when you shield, you will still get knocked out. Which is why I thought to myself, my Skarmory has 2 HP, we are fine. And so I elected to shield. And it went through and knocked out. And so here, I shield up. I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, goodness. I'm going to... Like, I just... Pokemon. There's the Skeledirge. I was not excited. So I left him with a little parting gift, you know, discharge. Because the... I didn't have Crunch, and the team sheet did not say that I did. Who had the big shield KO? Who had shield KO on their bingo card? Not me. When that had happened, we both just, like, I yelled, what the heck? And he also, like, almost did a pop-off. And we were both just, like, the most animated battlers there. Of course, my little brother Burrito is like, Taco, what'd you do? What'd you screw up? And I was like, we'll talk afterwards. So that was the first battle. I'm in complete and utter shambles. So here's game 2, and he reads me like a book. And so I was like, you know, I gotta swap in Vigoroth. Just, I don't want to get hard punished. So Vigoroth comes in, and I'm just gonna body slam the heck out of it. And he really wanted the Crocodile to come out. So he's purposely doing it. He's trying to get as little energy as possible on his deal. It can only go from here, right? You would think. So the body slam does KO. Looking back on it, hindsight, I probably should have lost the switch, because now Skeledirge comes back in and is able to get, yeah. I should have thrown Rock Slide, but yeah, this was misplaced City. So Clodsire comes back in. He's at 4. He's at 5. Yeah. Looking back on this hurts a lot. So he's at 5 energy. He's 1 Incinerate off. So he's gonna get both my shields, with, like, just like that. So I have to shield. He's going straight Shadow Ball. And D-Nair comes in. And so now I'm like, I'm gonna lose to Shadow D-Nair. It's okay. The cope is real with this one. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe if I catch, and that wasn't gonna happen. So charges up to 2 body slams, and just like that, all my momentum went from I got this to I don't got this. Needed to bank the Claude for scaling. Yeah, that was the thought process. But he just has way too much energy, way too much damage, and there was no winning this one. This was a very decisive 2-0. And I thought Sludge Bomb was the way to KO. Turns out it wasn't. So it was just like misplay after misplay, and it snowballed from there. This game 2 was unfortunately lost. Then he jumps in with the Skeledirge. I was joking with him afterwards and saying, you just wanted Skeledirge to be like on the winning screen. And he's like, I did not mean to do that. So that was good enough for second place. Home Slice took first, I took second. Then the person that I played in round 2 ended up taking third. My brother Burrito took fourth, and then that was the top 4 out of 7. It was really nice to know that the person that claimed that they were that they didn't get enough sleep last night, unfortunately took last, and I said that's, but you know, to each their own, I guess. All right, so now we can get into some nice battles. Let me just check my IVs. These are gone. And then this one also was kind of funny. This is a double XL ride-on. And it's massive on the screen. Now I want a double XS ride-on for comparison. Okay, go Battle League time. Minute wrap up. And now we get to what everybody wants to see. Retro. Alright, so we need... Oh, that's right. I need to build the Shadow Dragonair after the Rocket event. Alright, so we'll do Dragonite. Charge a bug. And a counter user. You. I think this was the team we were running yesterday. Someone will correct me. Or something similar to this. So. It is now battle time. So. I was also able to walk away with 5 prize packs. So. I wasn't too, it was still a good time. So. We have Dragonite and Talonflame. And we'll take this. Instant swap into Cradily. Rock Slides. And 3 to Grass Knot. Well. I don't know. I guess the misplays continue. Grass Knot shouldn't hurt too much, but it doesn't matter. They're not going to get it off. 2, 3, 4? Or no, they're at 3. They're at 3. Team seems solid anyway. Good review, Taco. I did my best. I'm not the best. It's my first time trying something new. I like the team. I wasn't too much of a fan of Vigoroth. I'll probably end up switching it out for a different counter user. Spark, Shiny, Lantern. Okay. yeah, that was my second shield. DD, probably Defense Deoxys. I haven't, yeah, I haven't fully, X-Scissor. Okay, X-Scissor it is. Defense Deoxys is a good one, although that would leave me a little bit weaker to Skeledirge, which, like, it's not the worst matchup in the world, because I would still have two other answers for it with, like, Clodsire, Whiscash. Dang. So if my calculations are correct, that Talonflame is Energy Drive, or TB. What's TB? Like Thunderbolt? Oh wait, what move? Oh, sorry, that's a jump off of the next one. Right, yeah. Run Rock Slide and Psycho Boost. Ideally, I would probably end up doing Rock Slide and Psycho Boost just because I have... So if we go back to my other team real quick... Nope, that's the practice one. So if we go back to this team, I do end up having... I mean, the only answer I would have to, like, grass users would be... obviously Skarmory, Chargebug, and... if I slap Icy Wind onto my Arctibax, we could do that. So I think Thunderbolt would just be like a little bit redundant. But I do see a case for it, depending on what core I'm going to end up bringing. And of course, we just had the Stuttgart Regionals. I think that's how you say it. So we'll try to have some more data after San Antonio as well. I believe that's this weekend too. We'll still take shield advantage. Should I attempt the massive farm down? Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Who's ever uttered that phrase has always had. Everyone who's ever uttered that phrase does have the absolute worst that could happen. Alright, so I'm getting your last shield. I'm getting your last shield. You don't have... Just... Oh, this has Dragon Pulse. That'd be pretty wild if we met the only... At least it doesn't have Hurricane. If we met the only Dragon Air user that puts Dragon Pulse instead of, like, Body Slam Aqua Tail. Alright, come back in with the Lantern. We know you. That's not Lantern. Actually, this won't KO. Yeah, no. But we do get a very important attack drop. Oh, would you look at that? Insta-top. Does it hurt when you... And if they use shadows, no, it does not. Oops, trainer. I gotta get this alert box fixed. So for the 2 people that put the alerts in, I appreciate it. Unfortunately, I don't entirely know what it is yet, but I'll try to fix that. So to answer your question, Mr. Paddown, I don't If they use a Shadow Denair, not too bad. Shadow Dragonite, I don't like using really a lot of shadows, but, and like say Dragon Breast case, it's required. So I gotta use it, which makes me big sad. I applaud that last trainer for wanting to catch. Alright, so this is a big yikes moment. Okay, so we know they, I could just stop tapping and let Charjabug get a massive farm. But where would the fun in that be? I'm gonna, that's, yeah, this is not the best or the worst yet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you're going for your own farm down. Alright, so we'll get some nice farm. This should KO. Philo, if you're in the chat, let me know if this KOs, please. It did not KO. Okay. This is interesting. Lickitung, not a fan. Yeah, so they got the alignment they wanted. I probably should have fought more for Switch. Alright, so this is obviously going to be Body Slam. I could catch, per se, on... Yeah, let's try it. Catch. Nope. Catching not needed. Alright, so now we can... Unless they're attempting to do the 2-shield flex, which... I mean, if they do, that will cause them to lose. But, yeah, there's the shield. And here's the top left. But interesting, using Frostlass as a lead. What about Aurorus? That would be a good closer. Ah, Abomasnow. Let's see what Charjabug's safe swap. I don't think this is a safe swap for... I guess they just wanted to do it, but... I don't know if this is a proper safe swap for a Charjabug. With both shields in play. But we do have to fight for alignment, sadly. Chargebug safe like might be the play in general. True. I meant like with them swapping in Lantern. Like is Lantern a good safe swap for swap into Chargebug? Or is it the other way around? I'm learning I'm learning. So they can attempt a giant farm down, but if they do, they're gonna get hit by... yeah. No! Alright, so would it be Weather... I think they're gonna blind throw Weather Ball in this case, so... we're gonna bank on Polymath. Blind throw the weather ball. Nope. Dang. Alright, I'm gonna let this go then. They got so much energy there. But I was only able to let them get one powder snow through. Jellicent's in the back. 4, 5. We can attempt to pull this off, right? We'll be fine. So they're at 5.